in the Phase on View podcast, man. Episode 433. Episode 433. Hey, roping the Kobe Bean. You know what I'm saying? Kobe Bean, the GOAT, for real. Episode 403 of the Phase on View podcast. What it do out there, y'all? If you have not done so yet, man, make sure you like, share, subscribe to the content. You know what I'm saying? Hey, follow me, I follow back, man. Support me, I will support back. Always. You already know. On the road to 500. On the road to 500. Yes, sir. I'm doing well. I'm doing good. Everything is good, man. Life is great. Hey, each and every day you got a blessing to wake up in the morning. Feel me? Take your 24 hours serious. That's all I can say about that. Take your 24 hours serious. If you have not tapped in with me, make sure you tap in. Hey, much love, y'all. Let's get it started. Right off the bat. The Breakfast Club drama, man. That has been an interesting talk amongst the community right now. It's been an interesting talk amongst the community. The Breakfast Club conversation has come up as far as Jess Hilarious and the situation with her and Loren Lorosa and just up there. To start off straight through, let's start off with everything in the details. So Jess Hilarious, she got hired with the Breakfast Club probably about a couple years ago now. Jess Hilarious has been a good addition to the Breakfast Club. She's also had a segment on there called Jess with the Mess. Shortly after the segment which she fought for and her being on Breakfast Club, she took maternity leave. She was having a baby. To get her to fill that spot temporarily, it was Loren Lorosa, which is somebody that Jess referred and actually wanted to take her spot because Loren actually has a credible resume and she's very good at what she does. Her journalistic integrity, how she talks, how she asks questions, how she reads, it all matters. But her having an experience at TMZ was great, and it transitioned to the Breakfast Club very smoothly. When Jess was out, she was doing Jess with the Mess. It was flowing good. It was flowing good in the Breakfast Club. I feel like Loren is very talented, and I think Jess feels like that as well too. In this particular situation, when Jess got back off of maternity leave, she felt slighted because she felt like, okay, well, Loren was temporarily here, so why is she still here and also doing my segment? So now it's four of us in here. We're battling over the mic, but also a lot of things are not clear. And I blame that on the radio station. I blame that on the business too as well. People calling Jess unprofessional. I don't think she was unprofessional. I feel like she spoke how she felt. I understand when you go into the internet and you look at things and you see the optics and you bring it into your workplace. Yes, it can be problematic, but I feel like Jess was authentic this whole time in speaking up about this situation with Loren. They spoke about it on air before, and then they said they spoke about it behind the scenes, and it's like, okay, enough is enough, because now the optics is that, okay, Loren can do her job better than her, why is Jess here, etc. But that's not really the case. I think everybody can work successfully in the space together. But if I'm Jess, I can understand how that could be deemed unprofessional and it could be looked at me in a certain way. Jess never said that she didn't want Loren on the show, but if she's going to be doing my segment, name it a different segment. It's really simple as that. And then also, when you don't communicate with me, okay, she was temporarily here. Now she's a part of the production here as well too. So is she supposed to be on screen or is she supposed to be off screen? You get what I'm saying? Like that should be communicated with her behind the scenes. I don't feel like it's anybody's up there job to put anybody in place, or because everybody gets paid from iHeartRadio, so everybody is an employee at this point. From Charlamagne to Envy to Loren to Jess, all of them are employees at the end of the day. So they don't make the final decision. But I do feel like it's unprofessional for her to come up there and not have an understanding of anything. That is a conversation that needs to be had as well too. Where Jess could have did better is, okay, not taking it to social media in the way she did, and also not talking to Loren in a certain way up there. I do commend Loren a lot too because of her professionalism on camera, and I like that they had that talk. I like that they had that talk on the Breakfast Club, even though everybody could be looking at it as messy. I love that it was authentic enough for them to have that conversation amongst the viewers, because at the end of the day, That's who's doing the content. That's what Jess said. You have people that are dedicated listens to the Breakfast Club every single day, and they want to know what's going on. So as an adult, y'all should be able to have that conversation. I think they did have that conversation. Charlamagne was trying to back out of it, but I think they had a good conversation. I feel like Jess voiced her opinion. I feel like Loren voiced her opinion, and I feel like it's room for both of them to be up there and for the show to be successful. And to be honest, as far as the Breakfast Club, it hasn't been this much talk around just them as personalities in a long time since Angela Lee. Because yes, you do have interviews up there, and we may watch it for the interviews, but the personalities up there is what made the Breakfast Club in general. From Charlamagne to Angela Lee to DJ Envy, that's what made the Breakfast Club as far as their relationship. So now you have two amazing women in the space now with Loren and Jess. Take advantage of it. I don't feel like they should be pit against each other, and I feel like that's the problem as well too. People can talk about professionalism all day, but as the boss, as the company, as the organization, it is their job to make sure that is communicated across the board. So things should have been communicated to Jess that, okay, where Loren is staying, and this is where she's staying. Okay, so now that's communicated, and now Jess and Loren can have a conversation, because as soon as Jess went up there and seen Loren up there, now she's upset. She's emotional. I get it at the end of the day. Now imagine you leaving your job from maternity leave, and this person is set to replace you, a person that you refer, and when you come back, they're still replacing you in that spot. And it's not communicated, and we're just up here basically doing the same job. And now we basically speaking on the same topics which is my segment. I would be upset if I came back to a show in which my segment is being taken, and now Loren is deemed to be like, oh well, she's the perfect one. She's the perfect one. We don't need Jess. So yes, the optics, and I like that Jess spoke out. It's not just how the comments or just how the internet feels. That's her feeling as well too. And she expressed that to Charlamagne and on DJ Envy. Like, this is how I feel. It's not just what the comments and what everybody else is saying. This is how I feel. Let's take into account how I feel when I left and I came back and somebody's in my position, somebody I referred that is in my position and still taking away my segment, taking away from my airtime. Yes, that should be communicated. Simple as that. Could Jess have done better as far as communicating that better on live? Yes. Because certain things, yes, you shouldn't be able to say or just come out and outwardly say and talk about your bosses or talk about your workplace in a certain way. I got it. So that could be deemed as unprofessional if you wanted to. But I did like the banter that they have. They talked about it as women and move on from it. You know, I understand that feelings may still be involved, but the best way to get through anything is just openly communicate. You guys are adults now. There's no point of bickering. There's no point of fighting about it. In this, I actually sided with DJ Envy. A lot of the things that he said was valid as well, too. You know, behind the scenes, just come talk to me. We rock with you. Because if you look at it, Jess is still on the show. If they didn't want Jess on the show, they wouldn't, they would vouch for her not being on the show. I feel like they have an understanding of what she can do for the show. They have an understanding of what Loren can do for the show. Now, that just needs to be communicated with everybody. So this is not a situation where we're just looking for a certain power and control, and we're looking for airtime to talk and have a conversation. Loren does what she does good, and Jess does what she does good. She bought a segment in which she was doing prior to the Breakfast Club on social media, and she made that a segment on the Breakfast Club, and she brought value to the Breakfast Club. And Loren brought value to the Breakfast Club too, with her journalistic background and integrity, and how professionally she is, how she can read and contact and research. All those things matter. So I think everybody there brings value. It would be dope to see all of them collaborate and continue to move forward with the Breakfast Club, because like I said, this is the most compelling the Breakfast Club has been as far as the personalities up there in a minute since Angela Lee. But I do feel like this situation opened a lot of people's eyes, and it opened people's eyes in their own workplace too. Like, these certain things happen, and I love that they were able to be authentic and genuine and talk about it live on air and take questions from the fans. That's all that matters, because you don't have a show without the fans. So I love that they talked about it live on air. They got people's input, and it's time to move on from it. I'm not sitting here saying anybody's right or wrong because I don't think Jess is wrong. I don't think Loren is wrong. Loren came in to fill in position. She did what she was supposed to do. She brought value, and now she brought so much value. She's an asset to the team. Loren did what she was supposed to do. Jess did what she was supposed to do. Speak up for yourself. Closed mouths don't get fed. If it's something bothering me, I'm going to voice it, and I'm going to be real when I voice it. I'm going to be as genuine as possible so you understand that what I'm communicating, that's just exactly how I feel. It's not what the comments said. It's not what the internet said. It's exactly how I feel. And I feel like they did that. And I'm glad they came to a solution if they did come to a solution, because I do see now it's like the latest with Loren or Loren with the latest. So now just changing the segment up, and now Jess can do her thing, and now everybody can be good. You know, I feel like that needs to happen a lot more. And we should commend them for having that conversation on air because it was authentic. People got to actually see, okay, hey, everything is not, everything is not glitter and gold. You know what I'm saying? Behind closed doors. It is what it is. You have a business. You may not like a certain person that you work with, but guess what? You come here for the business. The overall goal is to make the business successful at the end of the day and do the best that you can in your role. Not come up there bickering, not fighting, and pitting each other against each other. That's not going to happen. It's not going to end well, and it's not going to end for a successful show. Because now you just bringing turmoil to the workplace. But it did lead me to a lot of conversations that I had behind closed doors too with some of my friends, just about how you should operate in the workplace. How you should go about business and professionalism. Just because you work with somebody don't mean that you have to like them. You guys have to come to a common ground and move forward in a certain manner. So I feel like they handled it well. It was some drama for a minute, but like I said from get-go, Jess adds value. Loren adds value. I think you're in a win-win situation here. You know, Just don't let the outsiders break y'all down. That's what it is. Because in this case, y'all have something special. The Breakfast Club hasn't been to the top tier since we had those OG days with Angelique, Charlamagne, and Envy. So shout out to them. Shout out to all parties. And I'm just hoping for more success from them. Dreamville, Cold World, man, Cold World. Hey, it's a happy and sad day as well, too. It's a happy and sad day. Come April 5th and April 6th, Dreamville Festival lineup was released. April 5th for the lineup is Lil Wayne, the Hot Boys, 21 Savage, P&D, Luda, Ari Lennox, Chief Keef, Keisha, Cole, and more. That is a fire first day lineup. Fire first day lineup, man. Like, for Lil Wayne and the Hot Boys, you talking about nostalgic, you talking about classic. That's going to be one of them nights. Then you got 21, P&D, Luda, like Ari Lennox, Chief Keef. They're going to put on a hella performance. That night one, that night one is hard. It's hard. That's tough. Then you get to April 6th. The next day, you got Cold World, of course, Erykah Badu. You got Tim's, Wale, and more. So, like, this Dreamville lineup is perfect to me. This is a perfect lineup, and it's a perfect way to go out on a bang, bro. Like, I feel like he was intentional with this lineup. A lot of people that have influence, a lot of people he has relationships with, I already know that he's going to play, he's going to play the song with, he's definitely going to play the song with Erykah Badu, J. Cole. And I'm excited to hear from Tim's, Wale. I just love this lineup. I think it's versatile. You have a mixture of rap and R&B in there. I think this is going to be a good show. This is one of the shows I really wish, if time's sake, like for time's sake, if it wasn't important, if I ain't had nothing important going on that day, I would definitely drive to North Carolina, because this is going to be a memorable moment. The fact that this is the 5th to 6th annual, what his J. Cole has done with Dreamville Fest, and what he's done with with honestly the brand of Dreamville, man. Like to everybody that he has on that team, to JID, to Boz, to Ari Lennox, like just continue to build that. And then when J. Cole, walks off to the sunset, he still has that and that conglomerate, bro. So I feel like that's gonna be a dope showing. I'm excited for definitely Lil Wayne and the Hot Boys. I'm curious on what they're gonna play. I just always love to hear now that they are touring, that they going to concerts, that they are together. You feel me? Like, cause it's a long way coming, bro. This is when you talk about nostalgic and you talking about 90s babies, bro. Lil Wayne and the Hot Boys and Cash Money is near and dear to people's hearts, especially Cash Money and Young Money. So like for them to be performing like 20 years later together is dope, bro. It really is dope. So I'm excited for that, and I'm excited to see what J. Cole performs. Hopefully he hits us with a surprise, the fall off, man, coming soon. We anticipating that. Still, let's stick to music. Young M.A., she addressed ex-girlfriend after post of her health issues 2 years prior. So the ex-girlfriend post Young M.A.'s like health journey in the hospital where she wasn't at her best. And Young M.A. spoke out to it, and she felt it was very distasteful. I did too. Like that's nasty work, bro. That's nasty work. It's a cry out for attention, but not only, it's just like misery loves company. You that miserable that you will show me in a negative light just for attention, just for clicks, just for likes. You know what I'm saying? I hate a person that's in a relationship that's always, if y'all don't do good or something happens, be the first one to tell you all the things that they done for you. It makes you feel like it was never genuine to begin with. So those type of people, you just really had to be mindful and look out for. But I always say this, like, people will show you their representative, bro. And it's hard to really tell a person for a person, you know, until you get into these tough situations. And if I was Young M.A., bro, I'm suing, bro. I'm really suing because I am a public figure. You don't know how this can affect me in any type of way and affect me mentally at that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if it's certain laws in place. I'm sure it's HIPAA laws in place to where you putting out medical information or somebody's personal information in that way. But I'm sure that she should seek legal action with that. I just hate somebody that is a petty ex or just petty to their core, or just miserable to the point where you just like you would do something like that. Like you have to watch out for people that always tell you what they do for you. If you're telling me what you always do for me and you always know what you do for me, then first of all, you shouldn't be doing it if you're going to keep on bringing it up. Second of all, you're showing me that you're not genuine, authentic within the type of person that you are if you continue to bring the things up that you do for me. Like, that blows me. And for her to show that, I don't know if it was a reason behind it, but her ex-girlfriend dead wrong. And when people try to find their way and get attention, bro, it's best that you ignore them because that's all they want. That's all they want. They want a response. They want you to, you know what I'm saying, to engage in their nonsense, bro. And it's messed up because Young M.A., like, she went on a hiatus because something was real going on with her. You know what I'm saying? Just because you see public figures, you see they rich, you see they well off, hey, look here. Everybody can't go home with you at night. We never know what everybody else is going through. And that's just the truth. And it's not, and guess what? When you dead and when you gone, money can't come with you. Your friends, your family, all that doesn't matter. So your health is very important. So I'm glad that she's in better health. And I'm glad her response was what it was. You know what I'm saying? It was a mature response. And it's just like, it is what it is. But hey, look, if I'm Young M.A., I would definitely be looking into legal action for sure. Because at what point are people that do these type of things are going to be held accountable? You have a lot of people that do revenge type of stuff and they're not held accountable. You need to be held accountable, bro. Like, you had those situations with I forgot, Tasha K messing with Cardi B, trolling her for the longest. Then she gets sued. Now you don't want to pay up. You feel me? Like, if you crying out for attention and you doing certain things in the public light and talking bad about people, then don't expect it not to be any consequences. And it needs to be consequences for these type of people out here. You gotta have people out here that's just really just miserable and then want attention, want a clout chase, and then when the consequences come, they don't know how to act. You know what I'm saying? Or they ducking. So shout out to Young M.A., man, for real. I just prayers for everybody, but also her situation was obviously a serious situation. In more recent news, man, I'm saddened by this. I'm saddened by this because I be crushing Girl Scout cookies. But hey, some more news. Girl Scouts sued after allegedly finds metals and pesticides in their sample cookies. Let me note this. Girl Scouts make about $800 million a year from January to April. Not even a full year. When you really think about the Girl Scouts, like, you don't see them in action other than selling their foods, getting to that money. But like, I always wondered that, like, as far as like me growing up, I never seen like them do activities, them go out. I just always seen them fundraising for stuff. And maybe I don't know what goes on within them, but I just know they making a boatload of money. And for that food, that food or cookies to be metals and pesticides in it. Hey, look here. I'm not trying to shame or blame, but they might be the biggest scam of all time. If their food is dangerous and they out here making 100+ mil a year from January to April, y'all look at the numbers of what the Girl Scout cookies really do a year. Y'all would be surprised, and they're only doing this in a certain span of time, bro. This one hurt my heart though, cause ain't nothing like no peanut butter. Them peanut butter Girl Scout cookies be hitting, boy, hitting. I like some other ones too. But like, boy, that peanut butter Girl Scout cookies be hitting, bro. They just got me the other day. Crushed them Jones. So I hope I ain't got no metals or pesticides in me. But look here, Jones still here. But like, this is news though. This is news because, like, for the longest time, that's just me. I don't know. They out here getting people together. Cause you have an industry if you really think about it, I don't even know when the Girl Scouts was started. Y'all can let me know that. But the fact of the matter is how much money they make a year in the short span of 4 to 5 to maybe 6 months is astronomical numbers. Look here, it's sad to say. It's really sad to say because where we live. But now everything in it is chemicals. You don't know what is healthy to eat anymore. Like, the healthy things are not healthy to eat anymore. I wonder all the time, since when did grapes become seedless? Since when did watermelon stop having the black seeds? Like, when you really start looking at all the things that we eat and we consume in our daily and look at it from then to now, you be like, bruh, it's a telltale sign. I don't know. Because the world we live in, I really don't know. Every 5 seconds, bruh, we not going to be able to eat nothing. We can barely drink water. The water getting recalled. Goodness gracious, bruh. We can't even, look here. We can't even eat nothing. And it's really hard times right now because you have everything that's going on in the economy and society today that deals with trade, that deals with tariffs, that's going to raise, you know what I'm saying, raise the supply and demand of a lot of these foods as well too, on top of the foods having chemicals or being recalled. And one thing I did want to talk about is how do we have a shortage of eggs, but we don't have a shortage of chicken? Y'all, like, let's really think about this. How do we have a shortage of eggs? Y'all follow me? Follow me. And we don't have a shortage of chicken. And then y'all remember recently, I think they were selling out of, like, they were saying that they didn't have any more chicken wings or chicken breasts or something like that. Like, it's a lot of funny things going on, bro. It's a lot of funny things going on. And it's unfortunate because we don't get to see behind the scenes. We don't get to see how they make our food, how they process our food. All we can do is cook it the best way we can. Make sure it's fully cooked and season that junk. At this point, I don't know what else we can do. But hey, Girl Scouts, they after you. They after you. That's a large sum of money y'all making every single year, man. Don't be putting no metals and pesticides in them cookies, bro. The cookies too daggone good, bro, to be playing around. Everything that's just too good, bro. Everything just be too good to be true. It's unfortunate. Everything be too good to be true. Y'all let me know, what is y'all favorite Girl Scout cookies? Because it look like we ain't about to have that no more. It look like we ain't about to have that no more. For real. It's too much going on right now. It's too much going on. Black man recently confronts a woman working at Family Dollar for making negative comments in Spanish. So she was the cash register. She was making negative comments about black people. And guess what? This man spoke Spanish. And he was like, hey, look here, let me tell you something. You might want to watch what you say and have an understanding of who you're around. And just because you're around a certain people don't mean that they don't speak the same language to you. That's one thing I feel like is the most ignorant thing that people can do. If you speak another language and you are talking another language around or amongst a group of people or people, and you're just speaking that language to one another or you're just speaking it to yourself, I feel like that's so disrespectful. And to be quite honest, that's why, like, when I'm at the nail salon and you have the Asian community that work there and maybe laughing, playing around, and speaking in different languages, I'll always be wondering what they saying. And I seen recently a girl use Google Translate and they was talking trash. And yes, you could say it's a gift and a curse. Okay, cool. But I feel like that's so disrespectful when you use another language in front of somebody, knowing that they don't speak that language. And he caught her. And then she tried to gaslight him. He like, nah, you need to watch what you say. You need to watch what you say out your mouth. Because you out here calling us racial slurs and talking to us crazy in your different language. And guess what? This man caught her crazy. Was just like, oh, yeah. And spoke Spanish right back to her. I know she was flabbergasted. And it'd be funny sometimes because when other races than the African-American race hear you speak another language or speak their same language, they always surprised. That's one thing I will say a lot of people have to do. We have to start being well versed in different languages. That's one thing I wish I was. I wish I was bilingual because it's an advantage. It's an advantage to have in communicating with others in different languages. That is a huge advantage. But also, it's mad disrespectful to do that. I can't stand when people do that, bro. Like, I look at people so funny that do that. Like, why are you speaking this whole nother language right in front of me? You know what I'm saying? Like, it makes me look at you in the side because it's like, what you laughing at? What you giggling at? Especially, yo, I be mad offended, bro. I be telling my wife I be mad offended, bro. I be going to, if I go to the nail salon, hey, look here, my wife getting her pedicure. Hey, look here. I'm gonna treat myself too and get a pedicure. And guess what? I take off my sock. They can do all y'all. They get to laughing, talking crazy about your boy. And I already know they talking crazy because they be like pointing at my foot. Boy, that's why I'll be tight. Because if I can translate it, oh yeah, I'm sure I'm gonna have something to say. But that's something that should be noted, bro. Be mindful. Be mindful of who you talking to, who you talking around. Because, hey, look here, everybody in different walks of life. You don't know what another person has been through. She looked in shock when that black dude started talking Spanish. She was like, I didn't do, you know what the hell you did. You know what you did. What you talking about? Don't even try it. Don't even try it. And look here, I'm a Washington fan, diehard Washington Commanders fan. I've been watching all the games, but recently, what I seen. My boy JD5, that's my quarterback. Talking to Juju, you know what I'm saying? Hey, he was in his bag, you know what I'm talking about. But they laughing, carrying on, having conversation, man. Probably just sports talk or whatever. Man, JD5, I love you. JD5 moms, I love you too, momager. She real, a real agent. But come on now. Come on now. Don't mess up the, you know what I'm talking about? Don't mess up the groove, ma. Bro, I was dying laughing. The first clip I seen, they was talking, smiling. The next clip you seen, she sitting in the middle like, the hell we talking about? Like, I think it's definitely a such thing of being overprotective as a parent. It is. even though I respect JD5's mom because not only is that her son, you know, she works for her son as well too, but understanding the landscape. You see situations like Jalen Green and Dre. You see a lot of situations where it's a lot of predators out here that are women that are just prowling on young rich athletes to come up off of. We see it so many times. But in this particular situation, this is Juju Watkins. Like this, she's her. She's her. Like it's a lot of people that are going to be talking about her in that same regard on the flip side of things. You know what I'm saying? And I just feel like they were just vibing out, bro. Like that was dope to see them having a conversation because you get to see the young and up and comers, superstars of sports, you know, chopping it up. Just saw some cool stuff. But I do get JD5's mom in her position, but it is a such thing as like, okay, being overprotective, let them live a little bit, let them live. But it's kind of like it's like a bittersweet thing because you can let them live as a parent, and they have to experience this for sure. But on the other side of things, you can easily slip up. Your fortune can be half, and they wasn't shooting with you in the gym just that quick. So, you know what I'm saying? Keep your nose out of that stuff and keep your head on straight. But I do feel like JD5, he was raised well, and when it's time for him to settle down, he's gonna find a good woman. Like that's what it is. He's gonna find a good woman. I know we making jokes about JD5's mom, but at the end of the day, she's well in her right to protect her son, because it's a dangerous predatory game out there. It is. But that's Juju, man. That's Juju. Like, you know what I'm talking about? That's Juju. That's the MJ. I feel like that's the MJ about to be walking into the WNBA. She about to change everything. She already is changing everything. For sure. Recently, Boosie got emotional after seeing his favorite childhood teacher. I love this clip, bro, especially me being in the educational field, being a teacher. It's so important that you have these kids back, that you go into teaching for a reason to have an impact on these students because they will remember you forever. They will cherish you forever. I have a lot of my students that still cherish me forever, and I love that because it made me really think and really zone in on who I was as a person and my impact. Because even though that I am who I am and I'm really there for the kids and students, like I don't know the everyday effect I may have on a student, just talking to them, just words of advice, or just being present in the moment, you know, not just solely just worrying about teaching, but being present and treating them as a human being. I'm sure she told Boosie at a point in time that you gonna make it, you gonna do great things, you know, talking words of affirmation to him. And I think that's so important. I think everybody in this world, I promise you, when I mean everybody in this world that has experienced school has a favorite teacher. Every single body has a favorite teacher or a favorite person that they liked in the school system that actually believed in them. And then you also have a lot of people that have their stories of they never said I was going to make it. They didn't. So they make it a point to be like, oh, yeah, this teacher said I wouldn't do nothing. This teacher said I wouldn't be it. So it was a sign of motivation. It was a sense of motivation that, okay, you said I wouldn't do it. This is what I'm going to do and get done. You know, so it has a pro and con on how you talk, how you communicate, and how you how much you're going to be there for these students as a teacher. Like for him to get emotional, it kind of made me emotional just as a teacher. Because on the other side of things, I know I have a lot of students that look at me in that way as well, too. And it's dope, too. I still have students to this day that contact me about, you know, just anything, asking me questions, you know, or just be like, hey, Ms. Faison, you told me that this was going to be like this. You gave me advice here, man. Thank you just for being there. You know, those things, it's irreplaceable. It's priceless, bro. So, like, in that field of teaching, bro, like understand your importance as a teacher, man. Don't just get the job just to get the job. And I understand that you have a family, you want the benefits, but also be there for these children because you're going to impact their lives forever. For real. And these students that you have, these youth, the youth are going to be the ones that shape this whole universe and society and economy that we're going to be living in for the next 10, 20 to 30 years. So you want to give them game, but you want to speak words of affirmation to these students. And for real, care about your job. Because if you don't care about your job as a teacher, students can see that. They can tell that you're just here for your check and keep it moving. You're not genuinely here for them. So I felt like that was a very dope situation, because just how it's perceived, people can perceive, oh yeah, Boosie was the class clown, or he was the troublesome child. But guess what? He had that one teacher that believed in him. And now look, that's all it takes is for you to be that one person in somebody's life to believe in them. Because when you really think about it, as teachers, you're spending more time in the day than with the students most times than the parents. So you have a huge responsibility as a teacher to step up to the plate. Not only teach, but actually give these students real life skills, give them words of affirmation, give them something that they're probably not having at home. Because you have a lot of people that you have a lot of students that are escaping the reality of going home when they come to school, and to get away and to be free. So, all you have the expectation of the student to do your work and do these things, man. Your expectation is to be there for these children and to make an impact. So that, I feel like that was dope, man. That's something I've truly, truly loved and respected. As far as what Boosie did, as far as what the Boosie's favorite teacher did, showed up for him. Those things are important. Those things are important. To this day, I can literally name you some of my favorite teachers. Like, all that. I can really name you some of my favorite teachers immediately. And I have too many to name, so I don't want to leave nobody out. But if I was, Miss Batten, to this day, still in contact with Miss Batten. I had a college professor, not still contact with, but I always remember her name was Miss Hesslinger. Will always remember her. My kindergarten teacher, I be forgetting her name, but I still remember her to this day. So like Mr. Weeks, like I remember him and like it's a plethora of them I can name, but like all of them had a significant impact on my life at a certain point. So, as a teacher, man, just know that your job is important, bro. Just know your job is important and it holds a lot of value. Another amazing episode of the Phase On View podcast. Another amazing episode of the Phase On View podcast. If you have not done so yet, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Anybody out there that has not followed me yet on any social media platforms, my @ is @ the Phase On View podcast, @ the Phase On View podcast. You follow me, you support me, I will support you and follow you back, man. Much love. Yes, sir. And we out.